Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another revolutionary energy shift in 2025. We've had so many of these already, things we've never experienced before in our lifetimes. Some of you may have experienced before, but a long, long time ago. And now we have yet another, a preview of Uranus and Gemini. And it hasn't happened since the 40s. And this is something extraordinary. This is going to bring us the future. This is going to be like Jetson's time. This is something so new, so fast moving, so exciting, thrilling, connecting. So we have this preview, and I say it's a preview because from July 7th to November 7th of 2025, we're going to have this happen, and then it's going to retrograde back into Taurus, and then back in April of 2026 next year. It's going to start and go almost straight through to 2033, but the final bit of it is going to be in 2033. So this hasn't happened for an extremely long time. And this is something that many of you have not experienced before. And it's the start of an enormous revolution, because we're really poised to be living like the Jetsons. In many ways, we already do live like the Jetsons. I have self-driving cars running around my neighborhood. There's all sorts of technological advances happening, but now it's going to get 10 times bigger. But what I'm most interested in addition to all the technological advances and all of the things, what I'm most interested in is you and how you live and living your best life and optimizing your life, because that's what this Feng Shui is all about. So we're going to talk about how to do that, starting with expanding your mind. So when you think about Gemini, Gemini is a communicator. Gemini is multifaceted. Gemini loves to learn. And in order to embrace change, this kind of change, this octave, this high level of change, you need to be ready. Because as much as you love change, and I bet you love change, or you wouldn't be watching a video about Feng Shui and astrology, you love change. And if you love change, you know that even people who absolutely obsess about making changes can feel resistance toward big changes. It's like, whoa, that's too scary. Whoa, that's too big. Whoa, that's too much. But the way that Uranian things happen is very quick. It's very sudden, it's very abrupt, and it's always for the best, always for the best. And that's the idea behind it. So anyone who tells you otherwise, I truly believe every single shakeup, change leads you to the best, the best, the best. Now, in order to embrace more change, and it's going to be change that we are really tangibly experiencing every single day, expand your mind so that you have less resistance. How do you do that? How do you have less resistance to change? First thing that you can consider doing is some sort of meditation practice, mindfulness practice, something that's going to help you to stay clear. So you're not influenced by other people's fears, other people's beliefs, chatter and noise around you. And on that note, the second thing you might want to try is consuming less random content, including reading less random books, being less randomly influenced by a million videos all day long, just being very conscious of what you're consuming. You don't have to consume nothing. You don't have to completely get off the internet. But if you consume less, and this goes for all the time, not just during this transit, you will have so much more bandwidth to expand, to grow, to innovate, and to really embrace the future. So for all of you who are very nostalgic, you like to look backwards. Maybe some of you think, oh, those were the best days. And I have those moments sometimes where I'm like, oh, I miss the early 2000s, or I miss the 90s. It was so different. And it's okay to be nostalgic sometimes, but forward looking is going to be the best direction. Forward, 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 full steam ahead. And that brings me to the second point of this, which is there's going to be new communication in new ways. Who knows? We might be, instead of making videos and doing live streams, we might be like holograms. Like, things are going to happen. Big things are going to happen quickly. And new forms of communication are going to arrive. There's going to be new ways to communicate, and you may want to even consider communicating with new people. You might even communicate in a new way by changing your look, changing your style. For some of you, you might be like, you know what? I don't want any of my clothes anymore. I'm going to start from scratch. I want to start a whole new style. I want to cut my hair off or grow my hair out or change the color or do something else. I want a whole new way of communicating, just how I show up every day. Your whole new energy is another way that you communicate, more confidence, more forward looking. As you clear your mind, you'll be more ready to embrace all of these new things. And communicating in new ways and with new people is so important. Now, of course, you don't have to get rid of all your friends, but you may want to get into circles of people who are even more forward thinking or really into some interesting, unique topics that you're into. Maybe you're into aliens, maybe you're into space travel, maybe you're into some other sort of galactic topics, maybe you're into just other research and thought processes and philosophies that aren't as common. And you find a group and you get involved and you can communicate with new people and expand. This is about expansion. If you have friends who are all nostalgic and no one's really keeping up with trends or the time, and you don't have to keep up with trends, but not feeling very current, not really knowing kind of what's going on, just feeling like the best days are behind you. It's time to find some forward-looking people who are moving, going. You don't make breakthroughs by being stagnant and sitting in one place. You make breakthroughs when you're in motion. And this is a time to really zoom into motion. So think about that as well. You might even start going, how can I do that? How can I find my people? How can I find a new gang that I can hang out with? And how can I even show up and communicate in new ways, even with my style? That's going to be very important and a big part of what you do. Now, another thing that's going to change is travel in a huge way. Self-driving cars, just zooming around, is going to be like, nah, no big deal. That's commonplace. Flying cars are just a part of the future. Flying air taxis, they're actually being developed. They're happening now. All of this stuff is the future. I am terrified of it. I don't even like going in small planes. My thought of me going into an air taxi seems inconceivable, but I'm not ruling anything out because I'm going to be forward thinking and embrace without, and see, that's that bit of resistance, embrace without too much resistance, everything that is the future. This is so incredibly important. So travel is going to change. There might be even different ways of transportation. Like I said, we might be like sort of like holograms and things like this. Who knows? I mean, there's a lot that you can look up that's actually being developed. There are so many ways that we are going to be moving in new ways. And you want to be thinking about where you want to go. Where do you want to locate yourself? Now, in all this change, obviously, more of it is going to be happening probably in big cities, and less of it will be happening in the outskirts, probably, but not necessarily. Pay attention to where you orient yourself, where you make yourself at home. You may be drawn to go way out into the country and you never thought that you would. I'm kind of feeling that way. You might just be like, oh no, I want to be in the middle of this all. I want to be in the action. I want to move from way out into a big city so I can be a part of all this change. So all these things to consider as things start to move very, very quickly. It's going to be like breakthrough. And Uranus and Taurus, where it has been, where it is right now as I'm filming this, is shifting. It shifted money in a big way. I mean, cryptocurrency came around. A lot of other things have come up that have to do with financial systems, big financial system changes. And it can seem rocky, or it can seem kind of bumpy when it first starts. Like all change doesn't start with just like, perfect unfolding. But even if there's a rocky start, it smooths out. And so now people are looking at cryptocurrency, some of it, kind of the same as another stable investment. Not all of it, but it's changed dramatically over this period of time. So that was a Uranian transit that had a lot to do with money and finances and things like this. Now we're in technology that has to do with travel and communication and the way we connect to one another and the way that we choose to live and the way that we choose to learn and how much we choose to learn. This is the time where you being an individual, you being yourself, has never been more important. It is a time where you will be rewarded for being yourself, and intuition is everything. If you want to heighten your intuition, start loving yourself more first and foremost, because when you love yourself more, truly, like, start embracing all the things about yourself. When you love yourself more, you stay more rooted within yourself and you're more apt to trust yourself. When you're at odds with yourself about anything, if you're at war with your body, if you're at war with habits that you have, just love, accept yourself, and decide from that place you're going to make shifts and changes, because you need your intuition fully intact. This is going to be another way that we travel to new dimensions using all of our superpowers. So think about this right now. How can you develop your intuition? First thing, you can really work on getting more grounded. Being more, we talked about clearing your mind, but getting more grounded with everything happening, flying cars and everything electric and everything else. You need to be more grounded. You need to be more centered. Just already, we have enough technology in our lives that we absolutely need to be more grounded than ever before. How do you know if you're grounded? You feel fully present. Your mind is not racing. You're not worried. You feel more powerful. You might even feel straighter and stronger. And if you can spend time in nature, put your feet on the ground, even breathe through your feet up your body and breathe all the way down through your feet and imagine that the breath is going to the core of the earth. These simple practices to get more grounded can help you to start to trust yourself more. Journaling every day can help you to get in touch with your inner voice. And your inner voice is really that compass that's going to be guiding you in all the best directions. There's going to be so much information. There already is. Think about how much information there is, how many viewpoints. And you want to know, many things can be true at the same time. What's going to be the best option for me? What's going to be the best choice for me to take? And the more you are connected to your intuition, the better. So if you even decide to do intuition development classes, things like this, keep expanding your ability not to predict the future, but to really stay grounded and connected to your internal GPS that's going to drive you in all the best directions and help you to navigate this time of huge change seamlessly. Because not only is it going to be a collective time of new change, it's a personal time of new change, meaning somewhere in your astrology, one part of your life is going to get lit up with lots of bursts of big shifts and big revolutions in a good way. Now, in addition to just the idea of getting more grounded and present for the sake of your intuition, for the sake of your well-being, this is a time to learn about EMF and grounding practices. And we can get into this more. I can make some videos about it if you'd like. Just let me know in the comments below. But the more you can learn about EMF and grounding, EMF is all that electromagnetic energy created from all of these devices. Whatever we have now, like our cell phones, computer, anything that's plugged in, all emits stuff into the air, emits energy into the air, and it affects our energetic field. Now, you might notice this if you ever hold a cell phone up to your head for a while and your head feels hot or you feel kind of dizzy and you're like, oh, and then you recalibrate and you feel fine. But if we're going to be in a world where things are much more electric, there's huge AI electric generators everywhere to power all the AI that's going to be happening. And on top of all that, we're in flying taxis, flying cars, electric vehicles, electric all over the place. We have to really take care of our energy. And so it's a great, and that's not like based on fear. It's just a common sense thing. We're not used to being exposed to that much electricity. So for those of you who are really sensitive, you probably have a lot of good ideas already because you know how to manage your own EMF exposure, but there's so much you can do. A simple thing that I can just throw out right now that you can start doing in your home, preparing for this new cycle to really gear up, is to start collecting a lot of plants, because plants don't just help you to stay grounded, but they help to mitigate some of this EMF. Now, I don't want you to think about EMF like some really horrible bad thing, because it's just another energy. You want to keep your energy field strong and your home energy field strong so that you can stay replenished, regenerated, and again, connected to yourself and optimal. And you don't have anything to fear. There's no fear involved. Fear is a toxin in and of itself. So as you approach this learning, you will find very scary information and all these websites and all these things. Just stick to who's offering solutions. What are they? Am I interested? Can I explore this? I explore everything. Some of it works for me, some of it doesn't. And I just keep learning, because the greatest thing I've learned about EMF and all kinds of energetic waves and even bad vibes is that the happier you are, the stronger and more grounded you feel within yourself, the less you're going to be affected by everything. And that's not to say that there isn't some real physical stuff happening in the universe, but your energy is overall going to be stronger the happier and calmer you are. So no fear in this process, okay? It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. This is the future. Now, because Gemini is a very dualistic sign, there's all this stuff of flying in the air and making these Jetson-like moves and having robots in your house or whatever else you choose to do. And then there's this other side of it, which is a return to a more traditional notion of being at home, feeling at home, prioritizing even homesteading, prioritizing making your home a sanctuary, doing all that stuff like filling it with plants, making it the most grounded, making it the most intuitive, spiritual sanctuary, all of the things that we do here. That's going to be so incredibly important, because ultimately, this is going to be how we live in harmony with this new era of massive, seemingly nonstop technology and all of these advancements. So think about this. How can you expand your own vision of home? How can you, maybe you want to move somewhere, like I said, and get more settled. Maybe you want to start growing fruit trees or growing gardens or getting a greenhouse or learning to do hydroponic gardening. Maybe you want to get together with a collective of people because connection is so important, and create a different version of home, like a multifamily kind of compound. Maybe you get 1 or 2 houses among 5 families and do something. This is all about new ways to connect, new ways to live in harmony, and to be really independent as well as interdependent. And so this is not a lonely time. This is not a lonely situation. This is a time where there's going to be a lot of coming together, and maybe in new ways that you haven't even thought of before. So what is your vision of home? What would be the ideal for you? Do you want to have chickens? Do you want to have a fabulous, like I said, orchard of fruit trees or something? Do you have some other vision of what you want to do? Start now, and it will unfold over these next many, many years ahead. This is the preview. So notice what's starting to shake up in your life. Where are you being called to make changes? That's also going to be really important. Look at your birth chart. If you know how to look up your birth chart, look at your birth chart and see where this transit is happening and how it's affecting you personally. It's pretty simple to just look it up. And now with AI, you can go, here's my birth chart. Where is Uranus going to be? And what is that going to mean for me? And you can get an idea of what aspect of your life is going to get lit up. But always listen to your life first. It's more important than any astrological chart or anything else. Listen to your life, trust your intuition, and get ready to zoom forward. It is full speed ahead time. And this is the most prosperous season. So if you're ready to take full advantage of this time and you want to really dig in and make big seismic changes to make this a quantum leap time during our preview of Uranus and Gemini, the free money feng shui class is here. It's the prelude to the cash camp. It's only up for a few more days. Truly, we're at the very tail end of it. So if you want to join right now, link is above or below in the description box, depending on where you are watching this. It's awesome. It's over an hour of feng shui to help you start energizing your home, to magnetize more of what you want. And all of these practices help you to start trusting in how you are interacting with energy, how you're interacting with your home, how you're interacting with your intuition. And it really switches on your superpowers and opens doors to more money. So I hope you love it all. And please let me know how it goes when you do it. I love, love, love hearing from you. Thank you so much for being here. For all of you who are having a holiday weekend this weekend, happy holidays and have a great time. And for everyone, embrace this, move forward. I know change can feel weird, but it's going to be amazing. I love you. I will see you soon. I'll be back with making YouTube videos again, which I haven't done for months and months and months and months and months in the week ahead. So I can't wait to be back. Bye, everyone.